I think that some of us are taking the whole concept of loyalty in the martial arts the wrong way, or should I say too far, or should I say using it as a means of enslaving people instead of really talking about just friendship and mutual respect. I was looking at an article, well, a post really, and I won't say where because I don't want to get into a flame war with the person, where he was talking about how you shouldn't go from one style to the other because loyalty is the most important thing in the martial arts. That's what's going to make you good. You know, saying that you can't possibly perfect one style, so why study different styles? And this kind of also reminds me of the idea where people will tell you don't cross-train, only study one martial art at one time because it's hard to get good at one, let alone several. But this is the problem. Everybody who has ever created a style, or even just a school within a style, they typically had more than one teacher. And they don't go down in history as being considered disloyal. They go down in history as being considered innovators and pioneers. The only thing I tell people in terms of cross-training is don't cross-train in something that's just like what you're studying right now. And you know, people have gotten mad at me for saying that, but I don't care. Like, I especially tell if somebody's in my Taekwondo class, they say, you think I should cross-train? And what do you think? I say, well, I would tell you to take boxing or maybe judo or jiu-jitsu. I wouldn't really tell you to take karate or kung fu because that's pretty much like what you're going to be doing here right now. So I don't really see the point in it. And it's going to confuse you. You should just take this and then take like a grappling art. And when I was running the judo club, I'd tell judo people the same thing. And then they would get mad at that. So apparently, some people want to take like judo and jiu-jitsu when they're starting off. And not take like judo and boxing. Or take, like karate and jiu-jitsu. I mean, I would even go as far as to say if you would take, I wouldn't do judo and aikido together at the same time initially. I would do judo and a striking art and aikido and a striking art. Because even though aikido is known for being more stand-up, I would still take aikido and a striking art. The only grappling art I would want to pair with aikido initially, I would say would be aikido and BJJ. My point is, it's got to be something that's radically different. I wouldn't even do Tai Chi and a hard striking style. I would just do Tai Chi later, or if you're fortunate enough to get somebody who knows how to do martial Tai Chi, I would stick with that person for a while until I got to proficient level in that and then branch out into other arts. Because everything that we think of as a style now is a combination of other styles that came before it. General Choice Taekwondo is a combination of Shotokan, Judo, Jiu-Jitsu, and Kung Fu. And it's a mixed martial art, technically. Even though it's for the Olympics, it ended up becoming something that was primarily kicking oriented. But that's from another martial art or martial game that had in Korea called Taekyon. Judo is made up from different schools of Jiu-Jitsu. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It comes from Judo primarily, but I'm sure a lot of BJJ instructors put in whatever they've studied into what they're teaching. So the style that they manifest is going to have one primary focus because they don't have all day to live with you and teach you everything. But that doesn't mean they only train with one instructor. And that even goes for people who have been in one martial arts organization the whole time. I bet you didn't only have one teacher your whole time up to black belt. I bet you learned from other students. I bet you learned from other black belts and other brown or purple belts. I can pretty much guarantee that you did. Unless you just solely had one teacher all the time, solely just that one person, that's the only way you could, quote unquote, guarantee your loyalty. So really, there is no field that grants out any type of combination for completion in human endeavor where you absolutely positively only have one teacher, period. So this whole thing of being disloyal because you study different arts, I think that's a fallacy. I think the people that push loyalty and don't want people to train outside of their schools, it's not in the name of loyalty, it's in the name of keeping your revenue. It's like with my students, I don't mind if my students cross-train, not at all. Now, if they're doing something that I don't think they should focus on because it's interfering with what I'm trying to teach them, I'll just tell them not to do that thing in class. I mean, like, for example, if somebody would study Filipino stick fighting, I can't have them come into my Taekwondo class and beating up on, and using their sticks and sparring when the other people don't have sticks or protective gear. No. I mean, that should just be pretty much common sense. No, I'm not going to allow that. Or if they do full kick contact at another place, when they're with me, I'm not going to let them do full contact with other people unless I know that other person wants to do it. And if I ask the person if they want to do it, and the person they want to do full contact with wants to do it, and they have the gear, sure. But no, you can't come from some other place doing something else and then come in there and think that no. You can't do that. Just like if you came from my place doing light touch contact and stepped into a full contact ring, they're going to be annoyed with you. It'd be just like if one of my Taekwondo students went to a boxing club and started kicking people. They would be annoyed with them. So, I mean, you just got to respect what's going on where you are, but it doesn't mean that you got to be closed off, closed-minded to other people. I don't do that. I don't play that game. I don't feel like somebody's being disloyal because they learned something else or they learned something that I can't teach them. You're not being disloyal to me. The main person you got to be loyal to your martial arts journey is yourself. Okay? So I'm going to end this video, and this is giving me an idea. I'm going to do another video that I'm going to call Mistakes People Make in Cross Training. And I'll go into more detail about that. Peace.